Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back with another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. Gonna be doing the video that it cut off last time. This is another one of these AlphaStar 2 commentaries, and I know in the last video I did, it actually cut off right at the end. Or not even right at the end, right at towards the end, but it did cut off the last game there. And I'm starting, I do believe that it was AlphaStar that caused my PC to crash. It just couldn't handle it, or AlphaStar is trying to take over or whatever. So it caused my recording software to crash, but now we're going to be covering this game and 2 other matches as well. So it's going to be another one of these sort of best of 3s, as a matter of fact. Or actually, it's not necessarily going to be a best of 3. I am just going to click on 2 random replays. And then, I will do a third if it happens to be a tie. We're keeping score of who wins, AlphaStar or the human players. And that's what we're going off. But yeah, bit of a different introduction for that video. For this video, just wanted to clear it up. And we do have ourselves another AlphaStar match, as it was in the last video. It's going to be AlphaStar as a Terran taking on a Masters Protoss player, and we'll see how well it's going to play this game. Now, SCV for AlphaStar is going to turn around. It's usually pretty good at little things like that, so it keeps its boy alive. The Protoss player's probe turns around. And then, yeah, I'm actually excited to watch this game again. I watched it, and then it crashed, but I cast a lot of Starcraft 2, so I'm going to be honest with you, I can't even remember what happened, so I'm just as glad to be covering this again. Now, we take a look here, Reaper on the way for AlphaStar, and then that's going to cross the map there. All the while, the Masters Protoss player just getting up his Nexus, going to be going for a Stalker. I much prefer the Stalker opening compared to the Adept as a Protoss player. It's just easier to deal with at a lower league like me. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this video, for the fact that I am going back and making sure to cover all of this game, for the fact that you guys really enjoy these AlphaStars, let's try and break the timer's goal, which is 36 likes right now as I say this. So yeah, 36 likes for this video, and I'll definitely keep bringing more of that AlphaStar. I'm going to keep casting it regardless, because watching this robot, AI, whatever you want to call it, is just absolutely awesome. So we take a look here. AlphaStar does lose its Reaper, but it actually did get an alright scout off, I guess. It confirmed the fact that there's a robo on the way for the Protoss, which is really what you want to see. And AlphaStar is getting up its command center on the low ground. It's kind of interesting. It doesn't really rush to macro because it likes to play safe, I guess, in a sense. But then AlphaStar, gonna be getting bullied by the Stalker a little bit. That Stalker might get that SCV. Not quite. So far, good micro from AlphaStar. Yeah, actually gonna repel that just fine. It does lose the 1 SCV, but nicely done. Extra Marine pops out. This Stalker getting sent packing. But yeah, as I was saying, it's kind of interesting how AlphaStar doesn't seem to mind delaying its macro a little bit, whereas when like normal players are like, oh, I got a macro, I got to get up my CC super quick or whatever, AlphaStar's like, no, I'll delay it. Slow and steady seems to be its macro approach, and it really does work for it. Just always making workers. It's now going to be swapping those buildings there. And that barracks, getting that factory up. We'll see how it's going to play this game. AlphaStar is moving out with its Hellions, so it's going to be going for a bit of pressure on its opponent. We'll see how well this Masters Protoss is going to react. There's an Immortal, there's a couple of Stalkers, and a Sentry out. Oh, these Hellions, though, no, they don't get into the natural. Good force field from the Protoss player in order to defend that Hellion attack. Now, I'm willing to bet AlphaStar is going to try again. It's really got that go-getter attitude in which it will continuously try and try. But there we go. It does try and get into the Hellions again, but it does fail. It's a bad day to be a Hellion for AlphaStar. It really has no problem just using the Zap Brannigan approach, I guess. I sent Wave of Wave after my own men at them at the killbots. Now, while we take a look here, this Protoss player is playing a little bit interesting this game. We see Gravitic Drive on the way, a Warp Prism on the way, but then there's also a Liberator looking to push on into this base. The Stalker walks in, but Protoss player does micro out there. Observer gonna go detect at AlphaStar's base. Stalker, oh, could actually die to this Liberator. Oh, is it? Yes, that Stalker does die, so a little bit unfortunate there, but the Liberator does get cleaned on up. And now, the build from this Protoss player is actually a really curious one. He's getting that speed for faster warp prisms, but the thing is, you usually go for this when you really want to, like, micro with, like, say, a Disruptor or something. But there isn't a Disruptor out. There we go. Disruptor on the way for the Protoss player. He did get up that Robo Bay, of course, as he researched Gravitic Drive. And also getting up into his storage, getting up his gateways, all the while AlphaStar back at home, building up siege tanks, building up Banshees, as a matter of fact. The Protoss player has spotted that this could be coming his way. But AlphaStar really does like its Banshees as a Terran. It's just like, right, I'm going to harass non-stop with these Banshees, and it usually does a pretty good job with them. And in comes the first Banshee, going to be heading towards the natural. What is there to defend here? The answer is not a lot right now for the Masters Protoss. I think AlphaStar would have reacted a little bit quicker than this, but there we go. All of a sudden, Stalker is going to be trying to chase down this Banshee. Observer actually has to be recalled because there's just the one out. It's still in that observation mode, though. The Protoss player gets it out of there. This Banshee, though, for AlphaStar, getting a ton of damage done. This is a bad time to be a probe right now, as this Banshee getting a fair few kills. I didn't quite catch how many that was. Disruptor moving on in for the Protoss player, though. Gonna try and get a Nova off. What are the hits? What are the hits? Gets a pretty solid hit, but still, the damage that AlphaStar has got done is more than enough to secure itself a lead. It's got itself just a high siege tank count, building a third command center on the way. The Protoss player is getting up a Nexus, but this still looks really, really good here for AlphaStar. I mean, we got some more Stalkers on the way. We've got, or just Stalkers out. We've got the Immortal, we got the Disruptor and the Prism, but there's not a lot going for the Protoss player right now. And the fact that AlphaStar has so much right now, it looks like it's just going to be moving out with Combat Shield and +1, as it sometimes does. AlphaStar doesn't care about Stim too much, it would seem. Really does just prefer that Combat Shield, does just prefer moving on in. It really doesn't appreciate the importance of Stim. Now, we take a look here at what's going on. The Disruptor is going to be counterattacking. We'll see if it's able to get a big hit off or not. I mean, that Warp Prism is speedy, but the problem is, this army is moving across the map. The Protoss player is busy just trying to deal with Banshee harassment, when AlphaStar is actually just going to roll on up with all of its siege tanks, just saying, right, here I am, deal with this. There is mass non-stim Marines that are going to try and help clean this up, and it looks like it will be enough. That Colossus almost goes down. The Protoss player going to be losing his third base here. And this is just bad times all around for the Protoss. AlphaStar with a very significant lead. This Disruptor is going to be looking for a big hit, and this Terran could come up, but oh, the Disruptor, it almost gets shot down. It does get saved in that Prism there, but still, that could have been the big shot for the Protoss player. He's going to go and now Disruption Nova hits that one siege tank. It goes down. Another siege tank gets focused down by the Zealots, but this is looking pretty darn good, and that's going to be it. AlphaStar actually takes that game, for those of you wondering how it ended. And now I'm going to load up into the next game here, as I will get into the second game of this best of 3. We can set the score. AlphaStar won the first match versus Humanity, and now we'll jump on into the next one. Going forward into game number 2 here, we have got AlphaStar. This game going to be swapping it up a little bit. A GM Zerg taking on a GM or AlphaStar, which is Grandmaster, by the way. It reached that high on the ladder, taking on a Grandmaster Protoss. And there's already a probe moving out. Man, that is a quick probe. This Grandmaster Protoss player going to be looking to maybe block AlphaStar's hatchery, which is a big pain, and I don't actually know how the AI deals with this. Is this probe gonna get on in there? And it looks like it will, so AlphaStar is gonna be like, what do I do? What do I do? What consensus does a robot do when it's got its expansion blocked? I mean, it obviously sees this. It just decides to throw up a spawning pool and an extractor. Okay, that's interesting. That is really interesting from AlphaStar. But in my opinion, it's really good for the Protoss, as a matter of fact. Like, you force the Zerg into an early pool, but not like a super early pool, and then you scout that it's coming, so This should be pretty good for the Protoss player, I feel. AlphaStar still doesn't have up an expansion. Sometimes it really does show that it's willing to delay these. It comes in, it's like, oh no, I still can't expand here, this Protoss player being such a pain. AlphaStar finally says, fine, I'll go take another base. As it's probably cursing Protoss. If the AI can curse, I don't know if it can. It doesn't chat or not. Alright, we take a look here. Probe, gonna move on into the main base of AlphaStar. Just checking out what the AI is doing. 4 Lings on the way. If you're the Protoss player, I feel you're pretty comfortable, though. I mean, there's a reason he moved out with this probe, to try and block the Zerg's expansion. And now he's got this reaction, which he's probably dealt with a fair few times. Lings are out on the map. They're going to be pursuing this probe. Probe's going to have to run for its life. But no, AlphaStar actually just pulls them back, which is really interesting. This makes me wonder if AlphaStar is going to do like an all-in, because I see 4 more Zerglings on the way. It's building even more Lings. Oh, is AlphaStar going to just flood its opponent's base? This could be a very, very early rush coming out of the Zerg player. I mean, keep in mind, this is an early pool into more and more Lings behind this. The Protoss player is getting out an Adept to help deal with this, but I don't know. I mean, this could easily get out of hand. All it takes is a few Lings getting into your base and you're having a bad time. And AlphaStar is making more than a few Lings. It's up to 12 so far. And keep in mind, we're not even 3 minutes into this game. Speed is on the way, so this Adept is going to have to be very, very cautious here. And AlphaStar going to be moving in with all of its Lings. The Protoss player has spotted this, though, so he definitely knows that this is coming his way. What's he going to build? Is it going to be a shield battery or something? It's got to be or something. He's going for the complete wall-off with the pylon, which I think is an interesting decision, as a matter of fact, as the pylon a little bit weaker. You usually, I think, want to put the Adept out, but I don't know, and then shade and then do the pylon. But either way, this is looking pretty darn good here for the Protoss player. Knew this attack was coming on in, scouted it, and Oracle is being chrono boosted out. The Lings of AlphaStar kind of just derping at the front here, and its cheese really isn't working out. So this is just a massive success here, I feel, for the Protoss. I don't know how AlphaStar can actually get through here. I mean, Lings, there's a lot of Lings here, but it's not enough to tank Adept Frisbees, and all it takes is 2 Adept shots. So every shot there is half of a dead Ling, if you think about it. And we see Oracle's out, in case the Zerg decides to commit a lot. Another Oracle on the way. We take a look here, and I mean, we're looking at a Zerg without a third base, with yeah, we're looking at a Zerg without a third base. Very low drone count. And I mean, AlphaStar can drone. It definitely can come back because it has that capability. But I don't know if it's gonna, like, I don't know if it can come back from this far behind. The Protoss player is still making more Oracles. Even if the Protoss just nabs up, like, say, 1 or 2 drones, it is massive value since AlphaStar is on a very low count. The Oracles are moving on in. They're actually going to try and settle for picking off a Queen. Or I wouldn't even call it settling. It's just a nice pickoff. Now, these Oracles, I feel like they're overcommitting a little bit. Maybe they're actually going to get the Queen. Yes, they do. The Oracle does trade its life for the Queen, though, but seeing as how far down AlphaStar is, I think that's a pretty darn good trade for the Protoss, just further hindering the economy, further hindering the spread of the Zerg. Oracle comes on in, picking off more and more of the drones. AlphaStar is getting wrecked this game. This Protoss player doing a pretty darn good job. Just picked off 4 drones, 2 queens, not bad at all. AlphaStar still only on 2 hatcheries as well. All the while the Protoss player just saying, right, I'm going to make a ton of adepts. I don't know if my opponent can even invest in enough units to stop this. It's a little bit risky for the Protoss, I feel, moving out with this many, because AlphaStar does have pre-made Lings to help respond to this, but still, this is looking like a pretty formidable army. 8 adepts moving on in. We'll see what position they find themselves in. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good one behind this mineral line. Not all of the adepts squeezed on in there. They maybe could have squeezed in a little bit more, but we take a look. They're still doing fantastic versus these Zerglings. The Lings are just getting picked off here. The adepts are going to shade, or they actually just cancel it, because now it's just drones for them to pick off. AlphaStar is getting wrecked this game. And I think this Grandmaster Protoss is going to tie this one up for humanity. We take a look here. 4 more gateways on the way. And yeah, This is just looking real good here for the Protoss player. I mean, I know I can't even critique this guy. Like, he's just playing really well, going for a big old multi-gateway charge follow-up to this. Not taking a third base, but now is going to do that. A very safe expansion timing. And AlphaStar is just having a real bad day of it. 9 drones went down there, a ton of lings died. It's not, like, game ending. It's still hanging on. The AI continues to move forward in this game a little bit, getting up a third base, producing queens, drones, non-stop. It does have this ability just to make units non-stop, but the thing is, the Protoss player is going to be looking for a kill. And while AlphaStar has Zerglings out, it's got nothing that's going to help deal with an Archon, deal with the Oracle in the sky, really. There's going to be charge lots, which are okay versus Lings. There's going to be Adepts, which are also pretty good versus Lings. And the Archons alone can just kill, like, infinity Zerglings. So we take a look, there's going to be 3 Archons. AlphaStar is trying to squeeze out more and more Zerglings, but I don't know if it's going to happen. The Spore Crawlers moving forward to try and take care of the Warp Prism is a very nice thought from the AI. But, I mean, with Archons, with charge lots, this is going to be a real tough go of it for AlphaStar. Even the AI is like, no, my coding knows that it's a bad idea to attack into Archons, but it says it has no choice. So Lings versus Archons, not working out for the AI there. More Queens on the way, more Lings on the way. But I think the only thing we can expect to see is AlphaStar leaving this game. And that, yeah, that's definitely it. AlphaStar is toast. So, looks like we are going to be getting a third replay this video, as AlphaStar has won the first one, but this Grandmaster Protoss kind of wrecked AlphaStar in game number 2. So, let's load on into game number 3. Okay, here we are. It's going to be a mirror matchup to decide this one. How well can AlphaStar take on a Grandmaster Zerg when it itself is playing Zerg? I know a lot of the strategic elements comes from Starcraft 2 of how to exploit your opposition race. But when you're playing against the same race that you are, it's a completely different ballgame, and it really does feel like it's more, I don't know if I can say skill-based, but it really does just depend on your fundamental skill a lot, because you and your opponent are playing with the same tools. So we're going to try and see this AI outplay a Grandmaster Zerg, which is not an easy thing. We'll see if it's going to be up to the task, though. Or will humanity, will this GM Zerg take this one for the team? I know some of you guys in chat, though, or in the YouTube comments, have been saying that AlphaStar never wins a game or anything like that, but no, it has actually won the first one for this video, so maybe it can actually win the series. That would be something. I'm not sure if it can, but I definitely think it has the it has the will. AlphaStar definitely is a trier. It gives its all to the game of StarCraft 2. And we take a look here. Timing's pretty much the same. AlphaStar has like a half-second quicker drone, quicker spawning pool. Its hatchery is a little bit later, though. Nothing really significant at all going on. Anyway, let's just see. Overlord going to be crossing the map for both players. Surprise, surprise. I mean, the positioning is definitely something that you could look at to where an AI is going to put its overlords. But I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to read up more on DeepMind, or if I could question them. Someone to explain it to me. They trained AlphaStar how to play initially, and then it kind of just went from there. But I'm wondering, like, to what extent it has the fundamentals. Like, does it base its overlord placement just on trial and error, or does it place its overlord placement, like placing it here, based on the fact that that's what a human player did? And it's like, oh, all right, I got to do that. So that's kind of something interesting to think about. Now, we do take a look here. AlphaStar is actually mining more and more gas. It's going to be just skipping speed entirely. I think it's got to be going for a lair. Yeah, AlphaStar going potentially for a quick lair. I mean, it's building 2 queens at the minute, so it can't actually spend all of its gas, which is really odd. It makes you wonder, what's it doing? mining this much gas. Like, it's going up to 200. You don't really need 200 gas for a lot. This is actually kind of concerning for AlphaStar because its opponent realizes that this is a ZVZ and is building lings, has a baneling nest on the way. Is AlphaStar just going to get bopped here? Okay, it throws up a roach warren a little bit later. This is really odd though. What is AlphaStar doing? It's going for slow roaches without any ling speed, without any safety lings, really. No, it's literally just on queens. And its opponent has made all these safety lings back at home because they're worrying. They're like, oh gosh, what's coming our way? When in reality, it's just AlphaStar mining a ton of gas just off one geyser, let me point out. It's defending with queens, and then the Roach Warren and Carapace is on the way. Now it throws up one more extractor here as it dumps a lot of its gas into that Carapace, but now we see roaches on the way. 6, 7, potentially 8 roaches gonna be on the way for AlphaStar. Going into a Carapace push. Maybe the queens are gonna come along too, but yeah, look at this. Lings and Banes are on the way. They're heading towards AlphaStar's natural, and oh no, how well does it split? It's got that robot splits, but the drones are running. This is actually really good splits for AlphaStar. I mean, it only lost like 4 drones there. That's actually very, very good. The fact that it had nothing at the start of that fight to defend. Beautiful splits there from the AI defending. I mean, it feels kind of like cheating, the fact that it was the AI doing it. But it does have micro limitations, so the fact that it's just like, alright, casual 2-base, no early game defense into a ton of roaches with Carapace on the way really makes me wonder what's coming next here. Whether it's going to be an attack or what, because AlphaStar is just making like so many roaches here, but it doesn't have speed to attack with. It now seems to be giving the opposing Zerg player, the red Zerg player, a fair bit of time to get ready. Looks like a 3rd base attempt from the AI. Gonna be canceled. Nicely done from the red Zerg. Gonna lose a ling or 2. I'm sure that hatchery will start up again relatively soon. Roach is gonna start moving across the map for AlphaStar. 3rd base is up for the opposing Zerg. The opposing Zerg is up on drones, but far, far down in supply. But look at this. These roaches are kind of being classically baited by these lings. The lings are going to be getting shot once or twice. But these roaches really are taking the long way across the map. It's not all of the army here. The blue Zerg's army has really been spread out right now. 3rd base under fire here too by just a handful of lings, but that is enough to deal damage to bring down that hatchery. AlphaStar, having its 3rd canceled, really needs to make something happen with this attack, and it's given its opponent so much time. AlphaStar's opponent is now making his own roaches. While he's got this wall up, might not hold. We'll see if AlphaStar is able to push up. AlphaStar has committed to the Carapace upgrade, so the roaches are tankier. Now, I still don't know if AlphaStar is going to be able to push up into here. It's on 2 bases, so it effectively is just doing a 2-base all-in. Still up on supply, but of course, without the defender's advantage, without its queens here, this could be all that the red Zerg player needs to hold on, but AlphaStar still able to push on up. Drones are being pulled into the mix here to try and help out, but AlphaStar is landing some corrosive balls. It looks like this attack might work for the blue Zerg. Kind of just such an odd way to approach ZVZ, but it seems to be working. The red Zerg player, GG's, as AlphaStar wins the video. It wins the official LaughNgamez YouTube Cup, or whatever you want to call it, as AlphaStar was able to take down human players not once, but twice in this video in some very impressive fashions. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it as per usual. If you enjoy these videos, make sure to press that like button. Let's, as I think I said like 36 or 39, something like that. Just hit that like button. Let me know you enjoy AlphaStar. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you made it this far into the video, well, for starters, congratulations. And I hope you enjoyed it. So feel free to subscribe as I put out a lot of videos like this. And actually, 2 other things. Just going to ramble. Most of you guys have tuned out by now. But I do have a Discord as well. Check that out, as I have a bit of a community going on there. We're kind of just getting started. I'm not a big Discord guy, but it's good to have. And then also, if you enjoy this video, make sure to check out my other videos. I post more than just AlphaStar videos, and they get like 100th of the views of these AlphaStar videos of late. So check it out. It's Starcraft 2. It's the more classical version, but it's still very, very good. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.